Hey there, friends. Happy Friday to you. I hope all of you are planning on having an exceptional weekend. You know, we've got chilly coming in, so it might just be a good weekend to sit with some crafty things and do some playing. Bundle yourself up downstairs and watch Call the Midwife till your eyes bleed. Oh my gosh, I love Call the Midwife. I've got 2 journals to go in the shop today. Both of them, and I didn't realize this until I'm looking at them, are kind of nature themed. We have a botanical theme here and butterflies right here. Let's take a look at what we have today. This journal, Big Mama Butterfly, is almost 5 inches. I don't want to mislead you. So that's 4 3/4 right there, and we've got about 1/8 of an inch. So not quite 5 inches by 7 inches. The width on this baby is 4 inches and a 2-inch spine here. I'm having so much fun playing with like bigger beads. These books are bound with, let me show that to you real quick. This is bold cotton braiding cord. It's Clubhouse Crafts, which I recognize as the Michael's Kids section. I really, really love this binding. It's fatter, definitely. You know, it's bigger. It makes the book a little bit tighter than using embroidery floss. It also gives you the opportunity to use beads that have a bigger center. So I've really been enjoying using the beads. The closure is a kind of a sparkly, what do you call that, rhinestone thing? Guys, when you get these books, turn them like this, push them down, and then take the string off, because the book is so thick and big that if you try it the other way, it kind of, just take it from me, it works best like this. Push it down and then take the string off. And of course, you know, I'm seeing these books just lying on your desk as you know, as either an inspiration piece, or maybe, you know, you're just having a little trouble getting started and you just need a piece of something to get started. Maybe you choose a little paper stack like this that is already curated. The colors are already curated for you. These books just have endless possibilities, and I tell you, I'm just enjoying them so much because they're so big and fat and just have so many things for you guys to play with in here. So, of course, still use the abandoned, orphaned, misfit items for these books. To me, that's what makes them so much fun, because they are items that, you know, that you don't often, I mean, they're not just like that, what am I trying to say? It's fun when you have an orphaned item or a misfit item and you can give it a home. Let's just leave it at that. These books have 4 signatures. They have 8 pockets, just chock full of everything. You guys, I have gotten National Geographic magazines, and to me the photography is just fantastic in those. So I have really carefully gone through these National Geographic magazines and other magazines as well, and curated things for you to play with. This is from our Ida collection. This is from National Geographic. I got to tell you guys what this is. It's rosemary, and it's a telescopic image, a microscopic image of rosemary. And on the back it says rosemary's piney flavor comes from chemicals made and stored in 2 structures, balloons, here colored yellow, and tiny toadstools, here purple and white. It's just like, you know, that's so National Geographic, right? I love that magazine. So appreciating my friends who saved me their copies of National Geographic. If you guys saw the little secret tutorial at my Patreon site, you got an insight into how to make these little skinny books. Lots of fun there. This has a mini book in it. Curated paper stacks here. Anytime you see something that has a paper clip on it, those elements have been selected for you guys so you can immediately take them and, you know, get yourself an ATC or an art trading coin or whatever, and be able to play with those items. Lots of different things to play with, different languages, different papers. They're just like in this one pocket, there's a hand-cut bird. Just a sweet little doily back here, a tag, as well as a napkin for you guys to play with. You know, do a little bit of collage work here. With the center portions, I used my my dilution sprays, and I did spray these. Remember that this is not stable, y'all. So if you hit it with water, it's going to activate it again, which is kind of cool, because if you're using this book and you're away from home and you think, well, you know, it would be kind of fun to have a little bit of color on something, and I don't have you know, I don't have my paints with me, you can activate this and get yourself a little bit of color from something like this, which is a lot of fun. Do you guys remember the, do you remember the books that, what were those things? I mean, it was the same premise where you know, they were like coloring books, but they were watercolor books. And I never, when I was small, I didn't have a paintbrush, but we had Q-tips. So we would wet the Q-tip, and you could run it along the lines of these watercolor books and pull watercolor into the, you know, the flowers or whatever was on the page. So much fun, you know, kind of like magic, right? I love this pocket because I love this shade of green, and I really do like the way that this green and this blue go together. I love the purple sparkle back here. An abandoned item. So we have, you know, it's like I said, abandoned, misfit, misfires, that kind of thing. I think that they make a very interesting journal. This is another curated piece right here. You can see that it says best friends. So the imagery here does have something to do with friends, as well as, you know, just the layers that I've put together for you. They are all matching layers. This is from my B6 that I have finished the first signature of, and so that has become items that go in these journals. Vintage encyclopedia for you. These are items from, again, National Geographic. These are things that the artist has taken elements, plastic elements that show up in the ocean, and arrange them in these just, I mean, they're incredible because they look like some sort of art piece, but it, you know, you got these plastic lighters here. It really, I love to put things in these books that make you think. And over the past week, I've been working on something called an echo block. An echo block is a collection of plastic film that cannot be recycled. So I'll talk more about that, but it's a very interesting concept if you guys want to, you know, just kind of explore what an echo block is. This is a 5.5 by 8 piece of, it's upholstery leather, okay? So it's not leather, it's upholstery leather. It's got a backing on it right here. You guys can make yourself a little traveler's notebook out of that, or do whatever you want to with it. More of this is, again, you know, it's going to activate if you hit it with water. more of Miss Ida's greeting cards. You know, Miss Ida made it to 90, and then she became ill. And then what's the interesting thing about that whole collection is the collection follows Miss Ida for years and years, and then you start seeing sympathy cards addressed to her daughter, whose name was Donna. And so you know that Miss Ida, you know, left this. She's not in her earthly shoes anymore. More from the B6. I love this little piece that I made in the B6. I love it when things fall together really quickly and they're super fun to do. I mean, look at those 2 pages put together. Oh my goodness, that's just a lot of happy right there, y'all. I like it. This one says life-changing words. So, you know, you've got a prompt here too to work with as well. I know that Halloween is over. I love Halloween. I'm going to just continue to use Halloween. Christmas, I'm going to use Christmas things in here. I like seasons. I like seasonality. I may not like winter, but I do respect the seasons. And I live in a place where we have definite, you know, 4 seasons. This is such a fun brochure. This is from Miss D down in New Zealand, and it is a bit about the Maori culture. I'm fascinated by it. So you guys are going to get fascinated too. So here's just a little bit to make you fascinated. It's just such a super cool native culture in New Zealand. This is, it's not Russian, Czechoslovakian, maybe. I always like to include different languages. I think that's always very interesting. I did do some spraying, of course, over at my new spray station, which I love because it gives me another spot to put things. I don't like clutter, y'all know that. And so I made myself a little spray station out of cardboard boxes. Yes, I'm 60 and I'm still using cardboard boxes just like a 17-year-old would if they got their own apartment. Anyway, you know, they were there. They made a perfect desk. So there we go. I love this right here, you guys. It says, I don't know what I'm doing. And it's the not knowing that makes it interesting and scary. And it's life without a net. This says, yours always. Has a sweet little girl right here. I did take advantage. I told you guys that I was, I'm doing coffee dyeing kind of non-traditionally downstairs because I can and because it's fun. I'm using my coffee grounds every day. I pick them up and I put them on blank white pieces of paper, or in this case, envelopes, which I got a really good stain, you guys. I'm very happy with it. And then I will take it outside and I put it on I hang it on my baker's rack and let it get dry. So, you know, we've got some sun-dried imagery going on here. This is just another little pocket of fun for you to play with. Miss K sent me an elephant stamp, and I love her, so she figures prominently in these journals. Another piece of the B6 that I had so much fun doing, and I plan to work on that again today. This is an envelope that I fashioned out of an old box that someone had sent me. This is the Mike Deacon Gypsy Fortune Teller printable. Oh gosh, I can't remember. One of you found this printable and put a link in the discussion box, which I really do appreciate. I love these little Tim Holtz characters as well. That was such a cool printable, and I've used it for different things. I love things that are across the board. You know, you can use them for all kinds of things. It says Jello, the king and queen might eat thereof, and noble men besides. And really cool food imagery here. You've got a butterfly, art trading coins to play with, a few stickers, instructions for the how to make a dress, which are so interesting. My mom used to make my clothes, and I think, good grief, that was a huge undertaking, but that's how it was done. I just read The Help again, and I just really, really enjoyed it. And one of the characters in The Help is always sewing and trying to make her life look like a magazine. Interesting character. Another little pocket of things for you guys to play with. Another curated piece. This is The Magic of Soulmates, so I know that you'll enjoy that. These books, you guys, are $40. They ship at $8. I do ship them in the priority mail envelopes. Got Harry paper clips to play with. I sat downstairs last night and watched Call the Midwife and played with Harry paper clips. It was so relaxing. It's such a gorgeous night. It was just so nice. I love that show. I love the snippets of, like, I think last night was 1963. And I was 5 years old. It's just so interesting. Always, you know, even the music. So the music that they're playing was probably the music that my mom and daddy were listening to during that time. This book, you guys, I made this with a napkin. Somebody sent me a beautiful botanical print napkin. And I was like, oh my gosh, that would make an awesome book cover. This is 5 by 7. The spine, I think the spine is 2 inches. The spine is 2 inches. Really got to take advantage of some big macrame beads that I had in my stash, and I've had them for quite some time. The closure says home. Again, let's close the book, pull the string, and there we go. All right, let's take a look and see what we have here. We have some hand-cut little birds for you, as well as a bird piece from a beautiful paper stack. And I am finished with that paper stack, so I got to go back to Michael's and get another few pads of paper while they are $6 each. Isn't that an awesome deal? Because I cannot do $19 and $22 for paper stacks. You know, that's why it's really cool to, like, make it yourself. Use what you have. Use what's on hand. Today it's 39 degrees. There's 14-mile-an-hour wind. I don't want to go out the door. I do want to make some more journals today, but I will probably just go back to a anything, you know, using just what I have on hand. Not going out today. A little too chilly for all that. We have some origami paper. Again, the elements from the B6 that I enjoyed so much. This particular book does have a bit of molding paste in it, so you can kind of get an idea of what that looks like and how to work with it. Another 5.5 by 8 piece of leather, so you can play with that. I really love the colors on this page. These are little 3D butterflies. They're just super cool. They're kind of like this, I don't know, the pastel colors against the rhinestone here are just so pretty. And typically, I'm not a really big pastel girl. Again, you know, using the I'm using Halloween. This is a sweet little angel. Well, she could be an angel. She's supposed to be a fairy that my friend Sandy, who is Judy's husband, punched me a bunch of angels. He's a sweet guy. Very industrious to punch things like that. This is Braille sheet music. This book does contain some of the quilt, the April 1961 Women's Day article about quilts and quilting. Kind of dig the deer here, and that's sweet. This is a full-size card. It says, anything I can do to help. Has a little doggy on it. These are, anytime you see this, this is the sprayed cardboard pieces that you can reactivate with some water. This was the best day ever. Was visiting the Roman Colosseum with my sister and brother-in-law. Yeah, we think about getting away, we think about trips, especially when it's cold. We like to imagine going somewhere warm or visiting a beach or an ocean. My sister visited Greece recently. She said that it was one of those places that she was glad she went, but she wouldn't go back. So I thought that was interesting. A little bit of vintage encyclopedia for you, more texture paste. A little bit of ho ho ho, because it's a coming. A little more ho ho ho. This is, okay, I know you're yelling it, so you know what it is. Beautiful. The Gather magazine from Publix, which I love. I'm taking the experiment downstairs with the coffee grounds a little further, and I'm using anything that I can pull off of packaging. So this was some roast beef. Chris eats roast beef. I don't, but he likes a good roast beef sandwich. I've got chippies here for you. This is the remnants of the napkin that I used to make this book. Back here in both of these books are notes from 1878 about, I think it's psychology. It's really interesting. I've got the book. Hold on a second. I'll show it to you. It looks like this. 1878 Analytical context. Isn't that beautiful? I bet that John P. Rich never thought that his writing would end up in an art piece. He would be surprised. Valentine, you drive me crazy. This is a curated piece. Remember, you're always going to have these in these books to play with. A pattern envelope. I'll show you the front of it. It's really cool. This Polish is what I'm thinking this is. A modern design apartment house in Rio de Janeiro. Isn't that neat? Instructions, sewing instructions. A little wooden ball. Another curated piece right here for you to play with. The prompt is, I like pieces that show the hand has made them. Salvage script. A child's salvage script. Love that. So elegant. Very kind of 1950s, 1960s. This is the Iroquois arithmetic book. A little bit cheese stickers. We always like those. This is a huge hunk of pattern paper back here. And chippy for you. This is the Iroquois arithmetic book, and I love this because it's written in pencil. Someone wrote their answers in pencil. It's a 1961 Woman's Day that features quilts. The aforementioned coffee filters. This paper is exceptional. This is from Trills. Again, the Maori culture. This is a crazy old vintage piece. It's from Sarah's auntie. Ladies' Home Journal transfer pattern. By this time, she gets really hard to kind of hang on to. And stickers, fabric, all kinds of things to play with right there. So remember, we press and pick up our string and put it around. Also, you guys, these Big Mama journals come with an additional package of elements for you to play with. So we have buttons, we have clothespins, we have sequins, we have wooden elements for you to play with, we have flowers, we have chippy bits. So each of these journals comes with a little you know, just a little embellishment kit, just a little something to tell you how much I love and appreciate every single one of you. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. These journals are going in the shop a little later on this afternoon. I hope you have a joy-filled weekend. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you in a bit. Bye.